All right, guys, well, I'm back today with one of the most impressive and versatile pocket light solutions or right angle solutions that I've ever reviewed on the channel, the brand new Wuben G5, featuring a rotating head, RGB and white lights, as well as a rotating pocket clip. This thing is insane, especially at the price point. They generally sell at launch for $24.99 with free prime shipping, but you know how we do. We've discussed this with Wuben, and they've created a 20% off code, which is clickable on the Amazon link in the description below to drop the price down to $20 at launch. If you're watching this video and the code is expired, make sure you subscribe to the channel because we are always trying to find you guys the best deals possible, and click that notification bell so you don't miss any deals. Let's talk about the specs and features of this light, as well as all of the possibilities that it comes with, starting with the locking mechanism. The cool thing about this flashlight is it comes with a mechanical lock, and once it's locked, you can press the button and nothing happens to prevent accidental turn on in your pocket or in a gear bag. You flip it into the standard mode, and at this point you can turn on the flashlight, slide it up one more time, and you access the USB-C charging port, which is a pretty cool option. The light head actually rotates all the way around, almost 360, but everywhere you could possibly need it, allowing you to mount it to a plate carrier, chest rig, or even something like a backpack if you wanted to use this as an alert strobe while you are walking or hiking on the road. The pocket clip also rotates to a few different configurations, allowing you to have this pretty much mounted however you can possibly think of. And on top of that, this actually features a magnetic base if you wanted to use it as a work lamp, and we'll talk a little bit more about that in a second. Now, the first thing I want to discuss when it comes to the lighting mechanism is actually the beam itself, which can be up to 400 lumens. A very nice center spot to throw the beam for a reasonable distance, and then a nice diffuse floodlight around that center spot, illuminating an entire room in case you drop your keys, walk into your car, or whatever you can possibly think of. It's a good beam combination for this flashlight. Now, when that light is on, you can actually rotate this knob right here to dim the flashlight down to right at about 2 lumens for 65 hours, which is perfect for bug out and prepping situations, or turn it all the way up to 400 lumens. That's going to last for 50 minutes. So again, great battery life in a wide variety of applications. And I love that low lumen setting for bug out and prepping situations, for reading, for hiking through the woods at night to keep that night vision. Really nice option there. Now, once you have the light on, you can actually switch over to the RGB version by simply long pressing. At this point, you can still rotate that head. We've got green, we can cycle through orange and red and pink. And if you select a light like red and you want to use this as an alert strobe while you are hiking, walking, or maybe riding a scooter or a bike, you simply double click, and now that flashes. Now, this is going to last an incredibly long time, and all of the battery life instructions will be in the nice instruction manual. We'll talk a little bit more about that in a second. Now, at this point, you can actually turn that off by turning it on, and then, or turn it off by clicking the button, and turn it on by clicking the button. It goes to the last remembered setting, which is the red mode in the RGB light. You simply long press to go back to white, and it does remember that white setting. Now, at the white setting, at the low lumen setting, when you have the pocket light set up like this, it's really nice to check IDs if you're in law enforcement. Maybe you can work on a patient if you're an EMT and have this clipped to the front of your vest. Or if you're like me, throw it to the chest rig and you're walking and you're working on something down at the range. It's really nice to have that right there, and it's super convenient, especially with the adjustable light button right there on the side to adjust that light. So I love all of the options. Now, we are not done with all of those options yet, because at this point, when the light is off, you can simply double click and you go into a different alert strobe. You can go red to yellow. You can double click and go from red to blue if you're in law enforcement, and then you can double click it one more time and go red to green. So very nice options there. And again, it goes back to the last remembered main setting, which would be white in this case. The other cool thing about this flashlight is you want to know the battery life left? You simply long press when the light is off, and it will flash a series of indicators. Now, the instruction manual does an amazing job of explaining what those indicators are, telling you how much battery life is left. Now, you can pause this and read the instruction manual, or you can just read it when it comes. And it also gives you a detailed user interface guide to explain everything you need to know. Another cool feature about this light is it's 1 meter drop resistant, and then it's also IPX68 waterproof rated, which is fully submergible up to 1 hour, which makes this a truly professional or duty grade light. If you are working in the rain, hiking, backpacking, whatever the case may be, or even throwing this in like a kayak or canoe emergency kit, if it gets submerged in water, you do not have to worry, the light will still work fine. I really love every aspect of this flashlight, especially the weight and size and versatility of something like this. For me, there is nothing like it on the market, and I'm sure I missed a spec or feature at one point in this review because there are just so many, but it's a really nice jack-of-all-trades flashlight that if you wanted to throw it in a new role, you can. Say you do have it as a chest-mounted right-angle light. A lot of times, most right-angle lights are dedicated for that. But if for some reason you don't need it as a right angle light, you can simply remove it from that MOLLE attachment, rotate the head, flip the pocket clip back, and now you're good to go with a standard flashlight that you can search a field for independently of that right angle option. In summary, one of the coolest and most versatile lights I've seen, especially at the $20 price point after my discounts. All of the information and linking will be in the description below. A huge shout out to Wuben for sending this out before it was released so we could test and evaluate it and show you guys at the time of the drop, as well as creating the discount code. All of the Amazon links are affiliate links, meaning if you decide to purchase it and you click that link and buy anything on Amazon, it helps out the channel at no extra cost to you, whether it's a box of cereal or this Wuben G5. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.